Another day, another rumor of leaked Switch specs. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT, and I got a doozy for you today. Apparently, the Nintendo Switch 2 that has been apparently delayed until next year will apparently have magnetic Joy-Cons and other stuff. Can we just have the Switch 2 already? Hit the subscribe, give me a like, and check out SmashJT.com for the full article and breakdown. I'll put the link in the description for all these rumored leaked specs, or whatever you want to call it, magnets on a Joy-Con. Which, I'll be honest, before I even go any further on these other leaks that came from it, magnets on a Joy-Con, I don't know, I'm initially pretty put off by that because I worry about holding the Switch too tightly and having them pop off and then having the screen go flying and crack on the ground. I don't know. I'm sure Nintendo would have thought of some sort of additional connector on them, and I'm worrying for no reason right now. But I don't know. I need to see it in action. But it is interesting to go with magnets. But this story comes to us from a Spanish website that I'd never heard of before, but after doing some deeper research on it, Vandal.el Española or whatever, apparently they were correct on the Nintendo Switch OLED rumor before that got announced by Nintendo. So they do have some sort of track record for predicting correctly what Nintendo is doing. So it's not something you just brush away as, oh sure, they're just trying to get some attention here. No, they have some ground to stand on. So let's go through, via Google Translate, some of the stuff that they said here. Nintendo's highly anticipated successor to the Nintendo Switch console is generating buzz with the new features that promise to redefine gaming mobility and connectivity. According to the recent report in the Spanish video games website Vandal, which has a track record for being reliable with their correct predictions on the Switch OLED model, the next iteration of Nintendo's console will introduce a groundbreaking change to their Joy-Con controllers: magnetic attachments. The new Joy-Con controllers for the Nintendo Switch 2 will reportedly attach to the console magnetically, which is a significant shift from the traditional rail system used in the current Switch. This feature not only suggests easier handling and potentially more connections, but raises questions about compatibility of the existing Joy-Cons with the new system, alongside how strong the connection of the magnets will even be. Now, before I go any further here, it is rumored, and I'll get to this in a second, that the Nintendo Switch Pro controller will still work with the Switch 2. And if that's the case, I would think that the Joy-Cons currently would also connect to it, at least via Bluetooth, but maybe not physically if there's no rail system on board this one. Vandal's report brings good news regarding the Nintendo Switch Pro controller, which is said to be compatible with the upcoming Nintendo Switch 2 console. This compatibility indicates Nintendo's continued commitment to supporting its ecosystem of accessories, ensuring that gamers can transition to the new system without abandoning their trusted gear, which is great for me because I and many others absolutely adore the Nintendo Switch Pro controller. It's one of my favorite controllers ever made, and also it's one of the more expensive controllers. So the last thing I'd want to be doing is having to buy a brand new $85, $90, $100 plus controller to keep up with inflation, taxes, and the next generation of consoles. So part of me is truly hoping that this is the case. Unless Nintendo does have a new controller that has some truly groundbreaking features that the Pro controller can't do, and you have to upgrade, kind of like the PS5 controller has the force feedback on the R2 and L2. If Nintendo does something like that, I get it, but I do like the idea that they are continuing allowing the original Pro controller to connect to the Switch 2. And maybe that would only be for backwards compatibility, so that you could play the old Switch games with your old controller, and that the Switch 2 would have some sort of force feedback on the R2, L2, or something akin to what Sony did with their controller. I just worry about the money it's going to cost when it comes to adopting an entirely new generation of console. It's wild to think what the possibilities could be with magnet Switch Joy-Con controllers instead of the typical rail ones. How that would work with new controllers, compatibility, connecting everything with ease, or even accessing new accessories from Nintendo or third parties via magnets and attaching the Joy-Cons to them, like a steering wheel or I'm trying to think of like a flight shift stick, anything like that where you can just click it. And it might even make a similar sound like the Nintendo Switch did with the snap. From someone who, according to the Vandal website, claims to have received the information about a console from sources at peripheral manufacturers. Meaning that they already got the tip off that, hey, if you're going to make some third-party accessories for the Nintendo Switch 2, you're going to need to know the size, the dynamics, the weight, the controller, the shift, how it connects, and most importantly, if it has magnets or not, and how you're going to utilize that and impact what you're making on your design right now with the controller Joy-Con magnets that will be coming with the Switch 2, supposedly. But again, it's all conjecture and speculation at this point, but it's one that I tend to lean towards believing. Alongside all the other speculation and leaks we've had about the Nintendo Switch 2, between being rumored to have insane specs and Nvidia's latest graphics card to, for some reason, not having an OLED screen and going back to an LED screen, even though the Switch original went from LED to improving to OLED with a better battery life. There's just so many rumors and speculations between then and to this point, and we still haven't had any updates from Nintendo yet, which has been going on for feeling like 5 years now, going from a Switch Pro to now a full-on Switch 2. A lot of people, including myself, are really looking forward to this, but again, we're going to just have to wait and see what Nintendo says when they finally reveal this thing. Eventually. What? Next year? Sometime? I don't know. At this point, who even knows? I'm starting to think that Mag Switch cartridge that you can just insert an SD card into from downloaded games really impacted Nintendo's timing on releasing this thing, and they may have put in some additional security features around the Switch 2, maybe even completely overhauling how they planned on doing backwards compatibility in the first place to avoid that with the Switch 2 carts. But again, time will tell with all of this when it eventually comes out. Eventually. Anyways, I'm going to leave it there. Let me know what you guys think about magnetic Joy-Cons, and if that's something that interests you, or if you just want the Switch 2 to get here and you don't even care what they do with it. I'm going to leave it there. Again, check out SmashJT.com for the full article. I'll link it in the description. And as always, you stay smashing. Smash JT. Smash JT. Smash JT. Smash JT. Smash JT. Smash JT.